Hello everyone and welcome to the video. My name is Matthew and today we'll be talking about the applications of differentiation. Using differentiation, we could find the minimum point and the maximum point of a graph. For this particular example, I'll be using this equation. But really you could use any sort of equation as long as it makes a graph. Now, for example, if you want to find the maximum and minimum point for the graph, you first must make sure that the equation that derives from this must result in 0, which means we're going to manipulate the number x. As you know, using differentiation, you move the number here and multiply it with this one, resulting in the number 12, and then this one is minus by 1, resulting in this. Then we repeat the same steps with over here, and since 2 is a constant, we'll just leave it blank because it results in 0. Now using the distribution, I'll make it simple like this. And since we need to make it 0, now in this, since we need to make it into 0, we need to find out what x could represent to make the first. And here x minus 1, we need to make this whole equation equals to 0, because this means x minus 1. We could just put the x equals 1 directly. For this one, is x equals 0, because 0 to the power of 2 is still 0 and 12 times 0 is 0. Since we have both of our points in the graph, I'll be showing the next step. First, we must determine which one will be the maximum and the minimum point. To do that, we could look at derive this equation over here and find out which one has the highest power, which is this. First, we must look at the number. If it is negative, then the slope will be negative, but if it is positive, it will be positive. Since the 12 to the x to the power of times x to the power of 3 is positive, we put the plus sign here, and then we complete it all like this. Now after we find out which one is the minimum and the maximum point, next is finding out the y coordinates. To do that, we put in the x from before, which is 0 and 1, to the first equation, which is 3x4 minus 4x3 plus 2. Because x equals 0 in here, we could just make it quick calculations, which means if f equals 0 means 2, because this is the only number that isn't affected by x. And if we make it f1, means 3 minus 4 plus 2 equals 2. With this, we have found the y coordinates for each of this equation. If we plot this into a graph, the first one is 0 and the y is 2, which means the point is over here, and the next one is 1, which is here, and the y is also 1, which is around here. This is how the graph would look like. Well, if you are to make sure that our calculations are correct and this is the graph that we should be drawing, we could use the Desmos graphing calculator. It seems I have made a mistake with the graph. I'll check with the answers again. And it seems previously I have made a mistake. It wasn't supposed to be the shape of this, but the shape of the graph isn't supposed to be from down and up like this. It's wrong. Since this is going plus, this is minus, and this is plus, which means the graph would be shaped like this. So this is how you find the maximum and the minimum point of a graph and plot it. Thank you for watching the video.